Hello and welcome back to Wall Street Homestead. I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers and coming back to watch, and welcome to any new people that have found us. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, share us out with your friends, neighbors, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think. This is a second part of a series on the wicking tubs. We use them pretty much all we use in our garden now. We do have some other things, but our mainstay is the wicking tubs, and we did some video on them last year, but we're going to do a little bit more on them this year. But what a wicking tub is, in the first, let me go back, the first video we talked about the different containers, and we are using a lot of the cut in half 55-gallon barrels, food grade used barrel. We also, which is about a 27.5-gallon capacity for soil and water. And then we also use the mineral licking tubs, which most of them are approximately a 22-gallon capacity. And then we also use what they call a muck tub or a rope handle tub that you can buy at your favorite box store. We got these off Amazon, and they're rated at about a 17-gallon capacity. And you can also build them in, and we've built them in 5-gallon buckets, which you can buy food grade buckets at a lot of your big box stores. And they may have the logo of the store you bought it on, but they work just fine for smaller applications. So the next component, this video is going to be on all the other components that are involved in building one. The tub is the foundation. You got to build a reservoir to hold water in the bottom. You want your water, how a wicking tub works, you hold the water at the bottom and the soil goes down into it, and then as the plant draws the water up, it wicks it up from the bottom, and then they have a constant steady supply of water. So we learned from Leon, from gardening at Leon. He uses the French drain 6-inch corrugated perforated tubes cut to the length that fits in the tub. For the 55-gallon barrel, I measured these and they cut them to 18 inches, and you put 2 of them in there to start building your reservoir. That's one method. To get it, you have to buy a 100-foot roll of this stuff, which we just did, and it's sitting over there.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
And so, you know, if you're going to do a lot of tubs, that's well, one way to do it. If you're not going to do a lot of tubs and you want some different things, and you're into repurposing, recycling, and things like that, you can milk jugs, plastic milk jugs. So if you buy milk in the store, you've got milk jugs. You could use gallon tea jugs. You could use any. Leon even says you could use your Tide and your laundry soap containers that hold water, and you would put them in, and like that. You can even, to fill smaller spaces, use plastic soda bottles, Gatorade bottles. Another item that I've built a lot with is number 10. They call them number 10 vegetable cans. They use in restaurants, cafeterias, cafes, things like any place where they make a lot of food. I mean, see, these are green beans. Don't know why they call them a number 10 can, but they do. So, and you can use those. I was getting, used a lot of these last year. The head cook at the school for our county lives just down the street, and she was bringing them to me about probably 25 to 30 of them a week. I didn't get in contact with her quick enough this year before they shut the schools down to get more, so that's why we bought the tubs, or the tubing.
Ta-da!
Because we've got quite a few to build. So then another component you're going to need is your fill tube. You got to fill that reservoir once you fill the rest of this up with soil, and you can use probably a 1-inch piece of pipe. I went to 1.25 inches because it's just enough bigger that you can just, the hose fits down in there. I cut all of mine at 2 feet long, because that's about right without much waste on these tubs, most of these tubs. And that way I know a 10-foot stick of pipe I can get 5 fill tubes out of. Pretty much you cut them to length, and you cut one in at an angle, about like that. Doesn't have to be a perfect angle. I just eyeball it and cut it and go. Best thing I found to cut these, to cut them fast if you're doing a lot, was just a regular hand saw for wood. It went through it faster than a hacksaw, faster than my Sawzall. It worked for me. You might have something better, but that's what worked for me, because I cut up 13 sticks of this spring. So, and then that angle goes down in, to help fill when you're filling. And then the other final component is you got to have a barrier on, depending on how you build it. With the perforated pipe, you don't want the dirt to get in the pipe, so you use a weed fabric to put a barrier between the dirt. But you want something that you can't use plastic, because you want something the water can go through, and you want it to be able to go down in, so the dirt can be submerged in the water but not in the water, and you've got this between it so it can go through the material and get into the soil and wick back up to your plants. So that is pretty much all of the components. There might be some other things you might be able to find that would work for making the reservoirs in the bottom. With that, we're going to close this one out. Thank you for watching, and look for our next one where we'll talk about building one and how it's put together. All these components come together to become a wicking tub. Thank you.